Welcome to 99th Monkey Liberty News for Friday, March 28th, 2014. I intended to make this a Good News Friday. I don't always do Good News Fridays, but there is some news that's rather good, and I decided to highlight that today. But I saw these stories this morning, and this is really just too significant to overlook. So I am including a couple of different InfoWars stories about this issue. Scandal, mass media censors shocking admission of Turkish false flag. And the other article is media buries bombshell admission of Turkish government planning false flag attack. There was leaked information that has been verified that the Turkish government, some elements of the Turkish government were discussing a false flag attack in order to begin a war with Syria. So here's this desperation of these people, and in a sense, this is good news because it got exposed, and these things are getting exposed. Personally, I believe that God Himself sometimes takes a hand in this information getting out to the public. And Alex Jones said that they've had death threats about posting this information. But this is too powerful, too significant to ignore, and I'm thankful to InfoWars for putting their lives on the line, really, in many respects, to put information like this out there. Again, the good news here is that this information even finds a way out of the secret chambers. Jesus said that the things that had been whispered in the corners would be shouted from the roofs. And thank God that these dark, nasty secrets are being exposed. And kind of in the same light, Max Kaiser was on InfoWars yesterday. And I was planning to have this actually as part of the good news today. CIA aware of insider trading prior to 9/11, and there is absolute proof of this, and a book has been written bringing all of this to light, and it's really pretty much indisputable. I mean, you can say you don't believe the source, but there's just more and more and more evidence coming out, and it appears that the FBI is even beginning to make a fundamental shift. From the Daily Caller, Southern Poverty Law Center, FBI severs ties with liberal domestic terrorism inspiring Southern Poverty Law Center. So this was just amazing news, and standing on its own, it's amazing news because these people are no longer going to be able to feed the FBI their perspective on who is dangerous. And even beyond that, I mentioned this yesterday, but I want to take it a step further. California State Senator Leland Yee arrested by FBI, released on bail. We very rarely watch local news, any kind of network news, really. But because the news came on after Scandal, and it's rare that we even watch a TV show, but Scandal seems worthwhile, although the quality of the script seems to have gone down recently, but whatever. It's television, what are you going to do? That was the reason that we had this on and happened to hear a few minutes of the news last night. And of course, as I said, I'd known this before, but a comment that one of the news anchors made really caught my ear. the anchor said something to the effect, and I looked for the quote, I looked for the direct clip, and wasn't able immediately to find it as I was searching this morning. But the anchor said, evidently the FBI is going to stop focusing as much on terrorists and focus more on government corruption. Now, to me, that was a landmark statement. And if that shift is happening, that is a landmark shift. That is very, very significant. And you've probably heard some of the statistics about how likely people are to be killed in a terror attack on U.S. soil. It's more likely that you be struck by lightning twice in your lifetime, more likely that you die of a bee sting. And so terrorists are not that much of a threat in America. Corrupt politicians are a huge threat. And the FBI evidently is recognizing that and beginning to go after corrupt politicians, not a heartbeat too soon. Another bit of good news that I have from listening to InfoWars, this guy foreclosed on Bank of America. Alex talks with Florida attorney Todd Allen. And Todd Allen was actually able to get sheriffs to go to a Bank of America office and threaten to evict them because they had defrauded one of his clients of more than $1 million. And it's an interesting story. This same attorney is currently fighting for the lady in Florida who was threatened eviction from her home because her house is off-grid. And so he is helping her out, and that case is going well. So, good news. I just really want to focus on some because it's out there. And I do believe, especially the FBI issue, I believe that a shift is coming, is beginning. And it's important that we keep up the pressure and keep, as people, keep talking about these issues. Stay stirred up. Not angry, not frustrated, but active and alive and vigorous. And these are our lives. This is our country. A little bit of energy devoted to defending it is appropriate. Emotional energy, whatever. Some people might not think this article is good news because it might seem like a diversion, a distraction from the GMOs, from the bad food, the toxins in food. But a causal link was found between vitamin D, serotonin synthesis, and autism in new study. And of course, the doctors, the medical people are going to want to give kids vitamin D in a pill. There is a better suggestion as to how kids can get vitamin D. Go outside. And I have this article from Fritz Springmeier on Mercy Triumphs, Truth Wins, Surviving Scarcity. And Fritz here has written about gardening and other self-sustaining independent skills like cooking from scratch and sewing. But interestingly enough, if parents of babies, small children, have a garden, they will often have their kids outside with them in the sun. And hey, kids can even help in the garden. So as to getting vitamin D, I think 15 minutes a day with arms exposed up to the elbow and face exposed is almost enough vitamin D. A lot of people have differing opinions as to how much vitamin D is required. But sunshine can meet those requirements. Our bodies produce vitamin D when we are in the sun. So good news. The sun is not bad for you. I mean, too much is obviously you will get burns, and you'll be aware that you are damaging your skin because it'll hurt. But as you build up a tolerance to it and are exposed for brief periods of time, again, your body uses it to generate vitamin D. Since it's the weekend and it's late March, teetering right on the edge of April, this is probably a good time to start to think about a garden. Of course, if you're in a sunny climate, you probably already have your seedlings in. But even if you're in a colder climate, it's at least time to begin to start seeds if you're starting your own seeds, and maybe head out to a garden, a greenhouse somewhere, and begin to plan your garden. Have a great weekend. Thanks for tuning in for today's 99th Monkey Liberty News. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Hoping that you will love one another, take care, and insist on liberty by enforcing the Bill of Rights in your corner of the world.